Hello, I'm Dr. Quinton Moss, psychiatrist and CEO of Modern Psychiatry and Wellness. We've all gone through some very trying times in 2020. Within these past few months, many of us are dealing with our own mental health conditions, whether it's something of a struggle of our mood and depression and anxiety, or dealing with isolation and trying to find ways to reconnect. Some of us are dealing with increasing use of alcohol or struggles with other various addictions. Many of us are even struggling with how do we pay our bills after job loss. How do we make ends meet? We all have our own challenges that we're trying to face. When we think about this concept of gratitude is being thankful, not for necessarily yesterday or being grateful for tomorrow, but it's having appreciation for the here and now, this moment, this breath, this experience. And gratitude is not comparing our situation to anyone else. We've all been given our part of life, and now we should preserve it and be thankful for it. What makes this an exercise that takes a great deal of effort, something is not passive, is that practicing gratitude is a very intentional act. It is something that requires your focus on those things that are positive, moving away from those things which are negative. Let's be very open about this. Life is very difficult, and oftentimes life is unfair. However, when we practice gratitude, we don't forget those things that are bad that are happening to us, but we intentionally focus on those things which are good, those things that bring us pleasure, those things that bring us fulfillment or happiness, those things that make our existence so much better. That's where we have our focus. Let's be clear about this. Gratitude is a very intentional, very purposeful act. We're going to take a time out and talk a little bit more about your brain. And specifically, we're going to talk a little bit more about the hypothalamus, which sits in your brain. You see, your hypothalamus controls a great deal of what happens in your body. It sends a lot of signals which create a cascade of events in how we feel, how we think, and our wellness. It controls our eating, drinking, and sleeping. It sends these signals which can affect our stress, obesity, but it also sends signals which can create a great deal of inflammation. So what we think, and even what we think about gratitude, directly affects the hypothalamus, sending very positive or sometimes very negative symptoms and signals throughout the body. Studies show that when we change how we think about gratitude, we change the hypothalamus. More gratitude, healthier brain, more wellness. Psychological studies over the past 3 years have looked at what happens when we write down 3 things that we're grateful for each day. Again, only writing down 3 things. You may find it hard to write down 3 things right now, but as you sit alone with a pen and a piece of paper, you'll be surprised at the number of things that you could be grateful for. Simply being able to sit down and write down on a piece of paper is yet one thing to be grateful for. When we practice this activity of writing these 3 good things down, we reduce our negative vocabulary. Therefore, we start to create more powerful, positive words. We decrease our depression and anxiety symptoms. We improve exercise patterns, so we'll become healthier. Studies have actually shown that we improve our job performance simply by writing down 3 things each day that we're grateful for. And lastly, it also caused a reduction in physical ailments, such as pain, fatigue, things that we go to the doctor for, in which they don't have solutions.
But when we write down our 3 good things each day, we find that these things actually get better.
Oftentimes, there is such great power in the very small things that we do every day. And in this situation with gratitude, there is tremendous power in finding only 3 things that we need to be grateful for. Writing down those 3 things every day can make tremendous changes to your physical, mental, and spiritual health. Until the next time, this is Dr. Quinton Moss, psychiatrist, CEO of Modern Psychiatry and Wellness. Be well.